Exclusive.
I grew up like a savage.
A lot of mechanical royalties and publishing and shit you leaving out of the equation.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because we instantly going from the studio to the dollar.
Right.
But there's a lot of shit you leaving out when it comes to the music business. You see what I'm saying? So
That's more hustling.
that's hustling.
That's the truck.
We selling dope. That's selling dope. You feel me?
That's on my hustle.
But the music business is different. It's similar, but it's a little bit different. It's other people you got to take care of. It's performance rights and societies that gather money and distribute money and do all kind of tricky shit. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, the internet threw everything into a frenzy, and they've been trying to regulate this shit since day one. It's starting to get regulated. It still ain't regulated.
Not all the way.
But it started with, now people know the actual term streaming.
Right.
That's part of regular.
We didn't know what that shit was. We thought it was stealing.
Yeah, all day.
But it's really, so that's what happened.
And somebody was getting paid off all them streams while we was uneducated, by the way.
This is where I'm going with it. This is the reason why when we had a conversation about producers not being paid, when all of this shit went crazy, everybody got fat, except the producers. Because a rapper could put out a mixtape for free and win off all the publicity. He can go get shows off the publicity. I just said he gave out the mixtape for what? For free. What about who the niggas that made the music?
Made the music.
Did he pay for the music? If he did, chances are he probably paid the very least because he ain't got a record deal. Niggas ain't got record deals. Who's signing record deals?
Right.
Now everybody, it's the thing to be independent, right?
Exactly.
So if you're independent, who's paying for your music?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's money that's, like I said, in a nutshell, there's a lot of money that was made on the artist's behalf and by some record companies. But during this last 15, 16, 18 years, producers, they done and killed us. Especially in the Bay, because that's why this mob shit that we try to protect so much, that's why there was a shortage of it. All the niggas that was making that shit felt like niggas didn't take care of it.
Right.
The Bay didn't protect their sound.
Especially the ones that came out of the era of actually getting paid.
The Ed Banks, the Mike Mozzy, all the niggas that made the shit that this culture, them niggas, where are they? We didn't take care of them. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So that's where me and Tweet come in. Like, if we're gonna do it, we got to take care of the culture. We got to protect the culture and put the value back in the music.
Right. Damn, that's crazy.
Back out to those old artists and try to work with them as well.
What you mean, producers? The producers? Yeah. Oh, definitely. Shit, we talked to Banks. We talked to Tone. We talked to CMTs, and motherfuckers been our lines.
Because I don't like to leave a producer out, and forgive me if I do, and y'all correct me if I do, but I'm not quite sure who's holding the sound besides y'all. I'm just not aware.
Nah, it's other cats. It's a lot of dope motherfuckers. They just ain't getting the credit.
That's doing like mob music.
Hell yeah, it's a trend now.
Yeah.
Cause what
everybody doing it now.
Yeah, tell them.
Everybody doing it now.
I guess I hear it, but I hear other shit in it. Like I don't hear like y'all shit sounds authentic and true to that.
Yeah.
Nah, I said what happened was June the Mozzy. When Mozzy came, the nigga that was doing all Mozzy shit was Lil June.
Okay, June on the beat.
Lil June is like one of our Pedawans. Like he know he salute us like nigga y'all sound we don't get under.
Yeah. He added a
he put his twist on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and made it
Okay.
But because Mozzy was they did the same thing we did with Style. You feel me? Mozzy and June got together and they created something that the industry did not have, that we didn't have.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And that shit blew, and because it was hot, what happened when you put out something that's
everybody want to buy
everybody buys it.
Want to cut.
You know what I mean? So even though we was doing mob shit all these years, it only kind of existed. I didn't say it just existed with us, because other people still love this shit. You know what I mean? But them niggas put a magnifying glass on that shit again. And boom, before you know it, it's big. And then, coming from Sacramento, them niggas come from a gangbang culture. So not only did it just re-affect where we from, but it affected Bloods and Crips all over the motherfucking world.
Right.
Them shits is all over the world, to my knowledge now. So,
So that was all. I said that before, that the Sacramento market, the Valley, right, Central Valley, was always Oakland and Bay Area rappers' biggest market. When them guys got their own heroes, it went crazy. That's why you'll see the young fool you don't really know a lot about 800,000 views, 700,000 views, because he got 80,000 motherfuckers watching this shit how many ever times. You dig what I'm saying? So, I said when they got their own heroes, they won. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, it's simple mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Because not calling us out, but telling the truth is we not the best fans in the world.
For sure.
We the best fans for other artists.
Right. Yeah, but not for our shit.
Not for we don't support each other.
We don't fuck with it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Burn up down south music.
Yeah, and like I say, I always say what I say because, to tell you the truth, I've been the nigga at a video shoot and we're listening to Rick Ross. And I'm like, what's up with this nigga music, though? Ain't this his video shoot? Niggas need to get in the mode. Yeah. Could y'all just imagine at them Nipsey video shoots now that you go back and looking at all that footage, could you imagine if they was listening to something else? Nigga, somebody getting DP, man. Who playing that shit, man? What's going on, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm saying. So, like, but also, we had to get back to a point where we was giving ourselves something to be proud of. It's not like we never fell off. It just wasn't in abundance. You know what I'm saying? We was letting a lot of copycat shit slide. We was letting a lot of fake shit slide. The hyphy shit came, kind of confused everybody. You know what I'm saying? So for a nigga like me that never had dreadlocks, you know what I'm saying? He walking up to me asking me to do what? Dance now, nigga? I'm not doing none of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, but at the same time, our influence on everybody else around us. We had Haiti Baby here the other day, and just talking to him and him coming. Okay, yeah, cool youngster, man. God damn, man. Like I was like, damn, he different. Yeah. And coming from Stockton, I'm just like, the lines is getting more and more blurred. A young nigga from Sacramento, you don't know him in a lineup from a young nigga from Oakland. They got dreads. They dressed as everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't really. It used to be a clear thing that he ain't from around here.
Right.
It's different now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of like the same. So everybody looking in their cities and digging deeper in their resources into the culture, and it's getting more cultured. Yeah. That's all it is. Like motherfuckers started here. Ports and railroad tracks and shit, motherfuckers migrated, and then it's it just happens like that. You know what I'm saying? And then we can see the information hella fast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can see the shit. Right. So as far as with y'all though, like when it came back around with like June on the beat and Mozzy and them transitioning into that, how's that working with them? With y'all, is it like when he started having his success, was people from Sacramento just reaching out? Just say,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We seen all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I guess to answer your first question, June and Mozzy, them niggas, they was reaching out.
Right.
No problem. Already. You know what I mean? So that was cool. But then when we get phone calls saying, man, I'm trying to get some, like the June shit. I'm like, this nigga affecting culture.
Right.
Like he's really affecting culture.
Yeah.
Which is cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Niggas to hit y'all and say,
and want some June shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that was an eye opener.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, he affecting culture.
So how y'all do that without mimicking June shit?
We don't do no June shit.
No, we don't. We don't.
Don't sound the same.
We do our shit.
Yeah, we just do us. You know what I mean?
Send them some of our shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I need some of that June shit.
I'm pretty sure he got the same phone calls though. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
of that Mekanix.
For sure.
Give me some of that shit.
We just do us at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean,
y'all got
we do it all. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Tweet, can you move the mic to the other side? Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to cut off your face. And so in doing so, I mean, me personally, off the rip, one of my favorite shits was Abandonment.
Dope. Yeah, I just shared it the other day. It was crazy to see.
Yeah.
Did you see that post?
I seen you post that. And I almost. I took that post too as a come on, y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
we supposed to be brothers.
Yeah.
Shit, I just put it out there.
Let me see that.
People to put.
Maybe you know, maybe somebody feel like me.
To be personal with it, my own caption was when it was all so simple.
Yeah.
That's when
It was all so simple.
When it was all so simple.
Shout out to Wu-Tang. Yeah, man, it was all so simple, man, and you know, in these situations and in the politics, since we throwing around politics so much, where do the mechanics stand in that?
Stand where we been standing.
I ain't changed shit.
It's just
We stand where
we producers.
We make music, bro. At the end of the day, that's what we doing. We making music.
So and this is the thing, right? Because we had
Bro, we done produced for everybody, like everybody at one, you know, in this demographic, excuse me.
Like,
so is there any
if we get involved in the politics, bro, that'll X us out of everything.
Right, that's how I feel about the podcast. Right.
With different people. I mean, we gotta eat. You feel me?
So how do you feel as far as because
we didn't get in it for that.
Because clearly, now this is me talking, right? I'm not speaking for nobody. I'm not speaking for how this shit actually went, how I took it as a person, and not even as a journalist, as a fan, how I looked at it. I looked at the records that they said Phil did as diss records as older songs. First of all, it said the Mekanix did it. I know y'all was working on his music, right?
Yeah.
And it's the way that the shit was put out by Empire, right? It's like they put out a diss from Mozzy and then then they put these songs out that I believe is supposed to be on his album, right? They sound like records, right? Yeah. So in this happening, how do you go about the way it's put out and people saying, well, Mekanix did 2 diss records for him. How do you address that to the people? Like, that's why I asked, like, where do y'all stand? How do you address that?
We don't really filter what people do on our beats like that. I mean, once we send Philthy some beats,
it is what it is.
Once we send Mozzy some beats, he gonna do what he do.
And the only thing that I think a nigga could be taking personal, and not even taking personal, because they shouldn't take nothing personal, no producers doing, right? Yeah. But the only thing I can see is like, if some shit was done a long time ago and they say, oh, y'all niggas been knew they dissed me. Yeah. But what obligation do you have to tell anybody that? Yeah. I mean, well, let me take that back too. If you're not mixing the record though, you still don't know. Yeah. I'm only talking about an aspect if you mixing the record.
In this position, like with the Mozzy or with the Philthy, we haven't recorded. Like, okay, so first of all, we talked about the difference between producers and making beats. Mm-hmm. And most people know us to try and have our hands on the production, like from top to bottom.
Okay.
Every now and again, you have an artist who we don't even record with. We do send some beats to.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like a Mozzy, niggas moving around so much.
Mm-hmm.
The Philthy, same way, moving around so much.
Mm-hmm.
But they got recording studios in their own homes.
Right.
So they ain't necessarily got to come to Oakland and record with us. You see what I'm saying? So in them type of instances, we don't know what the record gonna be until we get the record back.
Right.
Yeah. We don't know.
A lot of times we don't hear the shit till it come out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been a handful of times that's happened. We ain't heard the record till it came out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's in a nutshell. That's where we stood with the two. The two was the two of them.
Yeah, it was 2 songs. It was Big 5'9" and Don't Forget.
Yeah,
but the Don't Forget clearly was like that's a record, right? Big 5'9", a little more, but still not like what Troublesome ended up being. Yeah. And
well, I mean, it wasn't a secret, but we wasn't talking about it. But Philthy was, I guess, he's on his last couple of records that he said he was going to release or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we worked out a situation where we were going to produce East Oakland Legend, the full album.
Right.
You know, super dope opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like based on where we from, where he's from.
Right.
We both come from the Live Wire umbrella. All the shit. You know what I mean?
We ain't never did no full album.
We ain't did no full album.
Okay.
And to date, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm wrong, somebody out there just correct me in the comments or whatever. But Philthy hasn't done an album with one producer all the way.
Okay.
Top.
Okay.
The one with Zaytoven, I think, had a few other
I
producers.
don't think he did that.
And the couple with AK-47, I think they had other producers on it. So this was monumental
Okay.
for us to produce a full project. This is what we do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So we was in the process of working on East Oakland Legend when all of this kind of went into where it went to. So we had no idea like what was going to go where or nothing.
Because that